Hello, Cougars. Welcome to your Earth astrology reading for the month of April. I'm using the clarifying life situations for the overall theme for the month. And then we are going to be, I had a really good response last month to the crow spread with the crow tarot. So we are going to give that another go this month. So again, doing the crow spread with the crow tarot. And then I am going to clarify with the traditional original 1909 tarot. So let's see what is going on for the Cougars for the month of April. Okay, starting with your overall theme for the month, we have the Metamorphosis Mirage. So it says, embrace the tender transition between past forms and future possibilities as illuminated by the transformative butterfly. So the Cougars are in a bit of a metamorphosis right now. They're in a bit of a change period. And going to their heart energy, they have the Fool in their heart energy. And this is the energy that is serving as the foundation right now. It's something that took a hold of your heart due to life events. And you have the Fool here, like I said, and the Fool is a new beginning. It is taking a leap of faith. So again, I do feel like the Cougars are ready for this new beginning. They may not be experiencing the new beginning yet. They could, like I said, they're still in that metamorphosis, so like the cocoon stage, but they are getting ready for this leap of faith, for this new beginning. But let's clarify the Fool. All right, so with the Fool, we have the King of Pentacles. So this is the golden path to worldly success. So whatever this new beginning is that you are thinking about, that you are planning, that is on your heart right now, I would say that this is going to, in the long run, in the end, this is going to be very, very prosperous and abundant for you, almost like you have the Midas touch, where everything you touch turns to gold. So I love it. What a great place to start. Next, we go to your current energy. And so this is the energy that is creating your mood right now. And here we have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant can kind of point to being on a bit of a spiritual search. So I do feel like the Cougars are on a bit of a spiritual search right now. They could be seeking out a new teacher or mentor, or they may have recently started working with a teacher or mentor. And this is why they are in that cocoon phase, that metamorphosis. But let's clarify the Hierophant. So with the Hierophant, we had two cards that came out there. We have the Hierophant and we have the five of Swords. So whenever I have one card clarify the same card, this is really saying I meant what I said. So again, I do feel like the Cougars are on a spiritual search right now. Again, whether or not you are looking or seeking out a teacher or a mentor, or if you've already recently started working with one. Now, with the Five of Swords coming out there, this is a card of knowing your limits and not taking on more than you can handle. So I would say that even sometimes when we are going through our healing journeys, we can try to rush things. And so we try to take on a little bit too much. So again, I would say, this Five of Swords is just saying like, this spiritual journey of yours is going to take time. So don't rush it. Don't try to do too much at one time. And then we go to your crossing energy, and this makes total sense having the King of Swords here. The Knight of Swords. Again, that crossing energy can be what either helps you or what hinders you. And the Knight of Swords is my card of slow down. And again, I really feel like that is going to be important for the Cougars. Don't rush this process, okay? Give yourself the time that you need. I feel like if you try to rush this process, you're not going to get out of it what you are looking for. But let's clarify the Knight of Swords. So with the Knight of Swords, we have the Knight of Swords. So again, I meant what I said. Slow down. Don't rush. Don't push yourself. Take your time on this healing journey. All right. Next, we go to the area of your hopes and your fears. And here we have the Eight of Swords. So first of all, I would say there's probably a lot of fear within the Cougars right now. And again, there tends to be a lot of fear when we are starting something new, when we are on our spiritual healing journey. There can be a lot of fear. But the Eight of Swords is a card of self-imposed restrictions. And more importantly, it's a card of freeing yourself from self-imposed restrictions. So part of this healing process is going to be letting go of, limiting beliefs and automatic assumptions. The Eight of Swords is also related to your sense of self-worth. Okay, so again, there could be fears around your self-worth, that you're not good enough, that but again, this is a card of freeing yourself from those things. But let's clarify the Eight of Swords. All right, so with the Eight of Swords, you have the Five of Pentacles. So the Five of Pentacles is a card that says, don't draw attention to your weaknesses. And again, like I mentioned with that Eight of Swords, the sense of self-worth. And again, with that Five of Pentacles, this is a card that says, focus on your strengths right now. This is going to lessen the fears and increase the hope. Okay, you Cougars have a lot of strengths. So be focusing on those strengths at this time. Next, we go to the area of your grounding energy. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, there's two different places that you can be on the Wheel of Fortune. You can be on the inside of the wheel, or you can be on the outside of the wheel. And when you are on the outside of the wheel, this is where you let your external circumstances dictate how you feel inside about yourself, about the world. But when you are on the inside of the wheel, you are in control, okay? Things can happen in your environment around you, but you still stay solid with who you are on the inside. And I feel like that is going to be super important for the Cougars this month, is to stay in the center of the wheel. I also feel like if you can stay in the center and just let the things that are happening around you happen, when the dust settles, when everything settles down, again, I feel like there is going to be a huge change in your fortune. But let's clarify the Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, we have the King of Swords. So the King of Swords, this is my card of challenging assumptions. Okay, and again, we all make assumptions. And again, I mentioned that already with that Eight of Swords. So again, challenge those assumptions. Just because something looks a certain way doesn't necessarily mean that it is. And again, sometimes when we experience things, we think, oh, well, the next experience is going to be exactly the same as that one. But again, the King of Swords is saying, challenge that assumption. And then we go to the area of lessons from the past, and you have that Five of Swords again. Again, you had that Five of Swords with the two Hierophant cards. And that Five of Swords is a card of knowing your limits and not taking on more than you can handle. And again, I feel like these are the past lessons that you have to look back on. You need to look at the times in the past where you did exactly that, where you took on too much at one time, and then you were left feeling like you were unworthy or unvaluable because you couldn't do it all, at once. Right. But again, there are lessons in that. It says, like do one thing at a time. You don't have to do everything all at once. So yes, know your limits and don't take on more than you can handle. Just one thing at a time. With the Five of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is a card of walking away from things that are no longer serving you. And again, there could be, like I said, some of these things that you could have been taking on in the past, these things could have been put upon you with this Eight of Cups. And I feel like you are not, you are walking away from taking on things that don't belong to you anymore, right? Like we do tend to take on, or some of us tend to take on the energy of the people around us. Okay, and we take on their burdens and their responsibilities. But again, I feel like you are walking away from that because, again, people have been putting too many burdens on you in the past. And again, I feel like you are no longer accepting that, which is a really good thing. Next, we go to the area of external forces. And so this is the energy that enters without invitation. So um, the Two of Wands can be a card of thinking that the grass is going to be greener on the other side. It's a card of I will be happy when, or I will be happy if, right? But this is a card that encourages you to be happy right now. Be happy with what you have, instead of always striving or wanting more. Okay, so I feel like that is the external force right now, is that, uh, you know, don't wait for, oh, I need this to be happy. I need that to be happy. Choose to be happy right now with what you have. But let's clarify the Two of Wands. So with the Two of Wands, we have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, she is all about boundaries, really. And again, I actually feel like this is you needing to set up some boundaries with yourself. Okay. And again, it's the boundary of not constantly reaching, not constantly seeking something new. You know what I mean? But again, just being happy with what you have, right? So I do feel like there needs to be some boundaries on how you go after your goals. I hope that makes sense, Cougars. And for your outcome card, we have the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is a card of standing up for your convictions. So I do feel like by the end of this, and especially with that new beginning, I do feel like you are going to have to stand up for your convictions. There could be some people who try to dissuade you from this new beginning, from taking this leap of faith. But I would say stand your ground, Cougars, stand your ground. But let's clarify the Seven of Wands. So with the Seven of Wands, we had two cards come out again. We have the Ace of Cups and we have the Nine of Cups. So the Nine of Cups can represent like wishes or wish fulfillment. Okay. And I do kind of feel like if you stand up for your convictions this month, there will be a wish, there will be a dream that is fulfilled, and you will experience a success. And with the Ace of Cups, I would say that this is going to be a huge success. Again, the aces are also new beginnings, but the Ace of Cups specifically represents your emotions overflowing, so extreme happiness and joy. So I do feel like standing up for your convictions could lead to a dream come true. So that is a pretty awesome reading, Cougars. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that wonderful YouTube stuff. It really does help the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Also, you can find me on Facebook. I do daily readings every morning, Monday to Friday, at 8 o'clock, as well as I do personal readings for people, and you can reach out to me for a personal reading through my Facebook group, which is Rising Hawk Tarot and Spiritual Group. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you next month. Bye for now.